Hello everyone, welcome to the market outlook for the week. This Monday morning, Gaurang Shah here from Geojit Investments Limited. And as I speak to all of you all, there has been tremendous exhibition of strength across the frontline index, Bank Nifty, and almost all sectorial index, barring of course pharma because of the news flows, trading and holding out very strongly and smartly. Before I go any further, let me give you certain levels. This Monday morning at around about 10 o'clock, Sensex is up 2,245 points, 81,700 is the level on Sensex. Nifty is up 695 points, 24,700 is the level on Nifty Spot. Bank Nifty up 1,590 points and 55,190 is the level on Bank Nifty. On the rupee dollar and crude oil, there is absolutely no change as far as rupee is concerned against the dollar, 85.37. Is the level because of course the financials banks having a day off today, I guess, on account of Buddha Purnima. And on crude oil front, $64.23 to a barrel Brent, $61.37 to a barrel NYMEX. Expect rupee to gain strength, of course, after what has happened over the weekend. And in crude oil, these are the levels which will not last for a long time. And our anticipation is that we should see further lower levels on crude oil, which will again open up positivities for economies which import large part of energy requirement in form of crude oil into the country. On the markets front, well, as we all know, over the last maybe about a week or so, post the uh, steps taken by India to identify and eliminate terror training camps, Pakistan retaliated and started targeting civilian spots across various states, starting from Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Rajasthan, and of course in Gujarat. Counter retaliation was done, and all efforts to create any kind of danger to life and damage was well restricted by the armed forces. Salute to them for that. And the overnight, not overnight, but I think it's been since Saturday, the ceasefire was announced, but they violated ceasefire within a couple of hours, and again there is some kind of peace last night as far as cross-border violations are concerned by Pakistan. Hope it stays that way, but the biggest problem, friends, is to what extent and how much do we trust this country called Pakistan? It's a big question mark. I hope the big daddies in form of China and US are able to convince the ill-informed government in Pakistan and of course their military and ISI chiefs, and they are able to curtail any kind of misadventure in case if Pakistan decides to, because it has been in in absolute clear cut words, it has been set out to all the respective uh, countries which India has a strong relationship, and including to Pakistan, that if any further misadventure or any further retaliatory action from Pakistan will be dealt very strongly. So all this is going to overshadow everything, whether it is tariff related news flow or whether it is earnings related news flow or whether it is any other kind of positive news flow. Our sense is that all these things are going to be extremely short lived, and entire focus is going to be what happens across the border between India and Pakistan. In that kind of a scenario, very difficult. We don't know what kind of reaction is going to come out from there. So we'll have to react to it as and when it comes. But as of now, things look very strong and positive, and hope there is no misadventure from the other side. In the current scenario, friends, given the levels that we are trading, as I mentioned, almost 24,700. So we have decisively taken that level of resistance of 24,500, which of course last week, if you actually recollect our conversation on the market outlook, 24,400 to 24,500, and if that is, then we are possibly uh, establishing ourselves to move towards 24/7 and 24/8. 24,800 friends incidentally happens to be a very, very strong resistance levels. But the way market will react to negative news flows of the geopolitical situation between India and Pakistan, equally strong reaction as we are witnessing today, can lead markets to take off those resistance level and move towards 25,000 also. I would not be surprised over a period of time, of course, not immediately. But overall, I think there has been steady Q4 number, of course. Not that it matters right now so much, given the geopolitical situation, but yes, there is some positivity. Uh, Range, if you will, friends, uh, 24,400 to 24,500 is the lower end range as far as Nifty spot is concerned. 24,600 to 24,800 on the higher side, and currently we are trading in the exactly at the midpoint, 24,700. The possibility of 24,800, and of course we'll have to wait and watch whether we are able to take that off with a strong decisive closing about 24,800 will propel us towards 2,500. But there's a lot of careful approach that we need to do in the markets. For traders, my humble request, like it was last time, maximize your profits, put your trailing stop losses in place, try to book profits at least in parts, and secure your short to medium term trading positions with an appropriate stop loss in the system and move it upward as and when the markets move up or the stocks move up. For long term investors, I think there has never been a bad time. Every time is good time, is what I strongly believe, whether it is good, whether it is whether markets are reacting to global news flow on the negative side or local news flow on the negative side. It's purely how you are placing yourself and what kind of risk appetite you have. Having said that, we have tried to identify, before I go into the stock recommendation, one or two more points more that I want to elaborate. India VIX has cooled off decisively, 17.57 down 18.77%. And one more positive news is in form of before date arrival of monsoon in the state of Kerala, and of course, then progressing further, it is expected to be a good monsoon season. Rain gods hopefully are kind to us and shower their blessings on Pan India. That's what the Met Department is saying. Now, coming to the investment ideas, we have identified two sectors primarily with the ongoing events which are unfolding. So, first one is defense. I've spoken about it earlier, but prudent to reiterate this company, BEL, Bharat Electronics Limited, because of the order book execution and, of course, the current situation and the focus and spotlight on defense sector. So, the first one is BEL, Bharat Electronics Limited. The second one is from Cap Goods Engineering Space. Now, before I go any further, of course, let me give you the name. Cap Goods Engineering Space, there is a company called Cummins India, on which we are extremely positive. Good order book, good execution, good business outlook, and earnings visibility to improve going forward from here on will propel both these companies' earnings to the next level and thereby transitioning on to the targets getting revised upside for BEL as well as Cummins India. What I was trying to tell you is that when you eventually, if you try to decide and you take a call to invest in defense, or you invest in cap goods engineering, or you invest in power generation, or in Indian railways related stocks, my humble request is that have 3, 4, 5 years plus kind of time horizon. This primarily because defense companies take time to execute orders. They are complex in nature, high technology, high precision. Similar is the case with capital goods engineering. Similar is the case with power generation companies. Similar is the case with companies which are closely associated with Indian Railways. So try to have that kind of time horizon if you really want to, get good, strong returns from your investment into these sectors. So needless to say, both these companies, Bharat Electronics Limited, Cummins India, are recommendation on the fundamental, have 3, 4, 5 years plus kind of time horizon. Do a SIP. I think that would be the smart way to do it, to accumulate and start getting interested in the stocks and have that kind of time horizon. And I'm sure by the end of those time horizons, you are going to become wealthier than what you are right now. Put your due diligence in place and do a little bit of homework. Remember, friends, these are long term fundamental investment ideas. These are not for short term BTST, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. So stagger your investments and use your wisdom to put a strategy in place. Thank you very much for patience hearing. I'll see you again next week. Till then, please to take care of yourself. Bye bye.